My name is Bernard Ehirim and I'm the farm manager to this newest rice project. Here is the field site for the newest rice project. This is the field site, but what we have here in the field before us here is the NCRI trial, the nitrogen use efficiency trial.
My name is Onyekachi Francis Wankwo. I'm Program Officer for African Agricultural Technology Foundation for West Africa. I'm working on this project, nitrogen use efficient, water use efficient, and salt tolerant rice. It is called by short newest rice for Africa.
That is, they are genetically modified rice that is not to be let out until all research work is completed. So because of the nature of genetically modified organism, they are in a confined field trial, just like you can see this environment. Now here we have up to 10 varieties of rice. 8 are genetically modified, 2 are not genetically modified. They are from conventional.
Now those 8 events are the events that has been transformed, and the 2 extra events that makes it up to 10 are actually non-transformed materials. So we are evaluating the transformed with the transformed side by side to see the effect and the product, what it looks like.
It is called nitrogen use efficient trial, meaning we want to know the genetically modified rice here that can do very well without or only little nitrogen application. That is only little fertilizer application. So by the time, most of the major problem of the farmers are, we have fertilizer, we need fertilizer, we don't have fertilizer. Fertilizer is costly, it's not even available.
Most of our varieties now are high nitrogen demanding, and most of our farmers are poor resource farmers. They don't have money to avoid in buying the required fertilizer that will give them the optimal yield.
And fertilizer, especially nitrogen fertilizer, is needed for rice production. So this project looks at addressing this constraint by developing a rice variety that will have inbuilt ability to address the problem of nitrogen.
We have 3 different levels of fertilizer application. There is the 0, where we didn't put any. There is 30 kilogram per hectare nitrogen. There is 60 kilogram per hectare nitrogen, and high level nitrogen 90 kilogram per hectare. Now these varieties are tested to all this level of fertilizer application.
If farmers have access to these seeds, they don't have to apply fertilizer. Fertilizer in Nigeria is an essential commodity. It's not every farmer that can afford it. It gets expensive, more expensive every day. And so, but this rice, once the farmer has it, he does not need fertilizer.
The other trait is the trait of drought that makes it to be able to resist drought. In a drought environment, like, you can also notice that rainfall is becoming more and more sporadic, and many times farmers will plant and then the rain goes and their crops die. With this technology, the farmers will be able to harvest good yields even with little water. And then in a saline environment, like you can see around the rainforest area, which are also rice producing area, there is high salinity in the soil. So with this technology, even in such environments, the rice will do well. So that is why we combine these 3 traits to solve these major problems that farmers are facing.
In most of our varieties now grow among our local farmers, the yield is still below 2 tons per hectare, and this has been in record for years. And we feel we should improve above 5 to 6 tons per hectare that is obtainable in other developed worlds.
We want the varieties that do well under 0 or just 30. And when we compare its yield with that of the yield of 90, the yield it give at 90 and the yield it give at 0 or 30, if we see that the yield gap is close, then we know that one is responding to the trait it is developed for, that is nitrogen use efficient. No nitrogen, only little application, and yet it's giving high yield. That is the main objective of what we're having here.
So we're expecting, since it's nitrogen use efficiency, we're expecting that at the 0 level nitrogen, they should also do well with respect to that of the 90, so that when we eventually get this out to the farmers, they could actually put low input into the soil and still get yield.
What we are doing here, the gene of this nitrogen use efficiency has been intrograzed, has been transferred into NCRI 4. Already NCRI 4 is high yielding material, but it's lacking the gene of nitrogen use efficiency. So we try to transform this NCRI 4 by intrograzing the nitrogen use efficiency gene, so that at the end of the day, we will be having a variety that can thrive well, that can give an optimal yield under low nitrogen application.
In other words, any land area where there is insufficient availability of nitrogen, which would require you to pump in enough fertilizer to supply the nitrogen, it can thrive. So also, water efficiency, referring to any environment where there is inadequate supply of water, it means that this variety of rice will be able to thrive in that environment with little availability of water.
I can see the aim being achieved right here where I am. I'm in a 0 treatment plot. This plot does not have fertilizer, and the aim of nitrogen use efficiency fertilizer is to maximize, is to enable the rice to maximize the use or the optimum uptake of fertilizer in the soil. No matter how little a soil is in fertilizer, the rice can still do well, and it is shown here clearly.
We scientists are trying to bridge gap where farmers can still have their demand, high yielding rice, without this constraint, or this constraint solved. And one of the main constraints is that fertilizer I've told you. Now, the rice varieties here are bred for that purpose.
As you can see, for now, all the treatments, all the events are doing well.
We are having 8 events that has been transformed with this nitrogen use efficiency, and we are having 2 checks that we want to compare. These 2 checks we are comparing are not the transformed materials. No nitrogen use efficiency has been transferred into them. So we want to compare the performance.
This, you can see, is the conventional NCRI 4 that we planted as a control, as a check. And this is the transformed variety, the NUE product, the transgenic. So you can see they are all growing together. But you know, we cannot confirm the performance now until we harvest and compare the yield and look at all the available data, and then we can come up and say this one is better than this.
So you can see that so many traits have been packaged together. What it means that this type of rice variety can thrive in a cross section of land variety.
And so far, we are impressed with what is going on and with what we have seen.
You can see this rice here is bringing out seeds, and this area is 0 fertilizer area, and this is not rain fed, and this is under irrigation. And even under the irrigation, this part of the area is not really receiving water well, but you can see it doing well. You can see it bringing out seeds. It shows that if farmers have access to these seeds, that they don't have to apply fertilizer.
To shinkafa mu dai gaskiya ya ina da daɗi, ya fi nan kyau, saboda namu muna sa shi da yawa a gida, namu muna sa shi da yawa, ba wai mu sa shi kadan suna nan suna sa ba. Namu kuma bai da taki kamar nan, mu wanda muna sa a gida gaskiya ba takin da muna sa ba wai cewa a yi measurement na shi ba, kamar wanda mun sa kamar wanda muna da kamar bufu guda yaka zai fi yaka guda biyu zan da za mu sa taki, ba kamar wancewa nan da sauki a sa yaka daya taki guda biyar guda uku a'a. Namu gaskiya yana da kyau ma, amma nan wanda mun gani ya fi namu kyau.
My name is Mohamed Chenchaga. I'm farming rice for more than 12 years. The problem that normally occurs is that at times if I farm in my farm, I'm needing fertilizers applications. At times there's no money to buy it. This rice, the one that we are farming in our farm, this one is better than that one because of the applying of the fertilizer application. If government is establish this rice to us, will be appreciated to the government.
The end point is to increase yield and to increase production. If we need to feed the teeming population of Nigeria, the truth is that we need to produce more. And for us to produce more, we need the application of technology, especially cutting-edge technology like biotechnology, as a tool to increase, one of the tools to increase rice production in Nigeria and the rest of Africa.
It's an upland rice. He can intercrop it with other crops, sorghum and what.
It's an advantage in the sense that if it is taken to an environment that is poorly fertilized, it can thrive. If it is taken to an environment where there's little availability of water, like upland area, it can thrive. If it is taken to a water bed that is prone to irrigation, it can equally thrive. So all these are advantages that have been packaged into one.
And if this is done by one farmer and other farmers join, of course it will add to rice productivity. That deficiency in rice production that Nigeria is experiencing will be no more. Rice will be everywhere and it will be affordable, and it will reduce the import of rice where Nigeria spends a lot of billions of naira importing.
What we are after, the NBMA, is compliance with our regulations and time. And secondly, is to check the efficacy of the modification. Thirdly, is to gather data for environmental impact assessment and food safety issue, which include the toxicity and allergicity, the health issue that people are concerned about before this seed will be released commercially.
The issue of safety is very, very key in biosafety management. It is only the agency that can certify any genetically modified organism, either plant, animal, before that has been genetically modified before they can be used. Any organism that is developed with genetic engineering, if it's not certified safe by the agency, will never be allowed to enter the market.
We have gone round, most especially in the farm. We check all the nets to make sure that there are no porous holes around, and be sure that everything is safe and other plants, and also to check, because even while we are going around, we have seen some of the things around. So we have asked questions on safety measures, and indeed he has given us answers to all the things, and we have looked around and are really satisfied with the measures being taken in this trial confirmed field trial site.
We are checking the agronomic performance of all the events that we have. So there's nothing else we are doing apart from the normal agronomic practices that you do in any rice field, to check, make sure that the water, that you irrigate it properly, make sure that you weed it properly, make sure that if there are pests, you control the pests, because what you are checking is the performance of the trait. So there is no infusion of chemical in quotes from somewhere, you know, different from what you do in any normal agronomic practice.